Hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to The Dyslexic Reader. Today I am going to be doing a bit of a discussion video, which is a response to a video that Hannah Tays put up last week talking about whether there is too much sex in YA books. Hannah brought up some really great points and I thought it was an interesting discussion to start, so I sort of just wanted to expand on what my opinion is and get more people talking about it because I thought it was really interesting. I'll of course link Hannah's video down below and you should totally go and check that out. Hannah made a really interesting point that struck a chord with me as an educator, and that was about how some people feel that within literature children and young people should have full range and sort of free will to choose and read whatever they want, as long as obviously they are able to do so. I would totally disagree with that. As an educator of young people, as a teacher, I would restrict quite heavily what I would definitely portray in the classroom or suggest for children to read. I would never give anything to any child of any age that I had not previously read myself. I know obviously parents cannot read everything that they plan to give their child, especially if their child's a ferocious reader, but a deep synopsis is easy enough to find on a wide variety of websites that tell you sort of what is entailed in the book, and you could make a decision off that. I think there is a lot of negative literature in the world, and as an adult it's easy to explore and see it for what it is and sort of evaluate its place and take into context who wrote it and the time period. But I think for children that is extremely hard. They could read negative texts and perceive it as normal behaviour, and for a growing mind and a developing personality I feel like this can be extremely damaging. Even in the most basics of kids books, some things like grief, the characters can deal with them very poorly, and I think it impacts how then a child may react to grief when they come across it. So more onto the sort of topic of sex in YA. As Hannah said, it is portrayed in a sort of glorified fantasy kind of way, and I would completely agree with that, and that's because realistically no one wants to read about what sex is really like. Everyone wants to have that fantasy sort of notion in their head. It's more romantic and passionate than it really is in real life, and that can distort a child's perception of what it should be like, and when they finally come to experience sexual encounters it can really impact on what they feel about themselves and a sort of performance, if you will, what's expected of them. And I think it adds a lot more pressure to a pressure that already exists. It's piling on the pounds and squeezing it even tighter, and I don't think that's something that young people need. I read a book recently that shocked me a lot. It was What Milo Saw by Virginia McGregor. I thought this book dealt with a lot of topics very, very well. But I was a bit confused when I picked it up at the library. It appears to be a middle grade, if not YA book. It is written in that sort of style, you know, your big text with your lot of spacing. It's not a particularly long book, it's got a colourful cover, and our main protagonist Milo is only 9 years of age. And within this book I was shocked when I got halfway in, and there's quite graphic descriptions of Milo walking in on a sexual act being carried out, and it's brought up several times graphically within the book. Now, no parent would be lacking if they picked that up in the bookstore or the library or online and thought that was a children's book. I thought it was, and I would not even say that it was maybe YA appropriate. I would not say that the scenes in it were something that I would want to give to a child under the age of 16. Maybe it was quite graphic, and I found this as quite a shock. And it got me thinking about how in other media forms they really have to tell you an age range and why it's been given that age range, like movies and TV shows. Parents would never let an 8-year-old go and see a 15. And I feel like sometimes books can dupe parents into thinking, not necessarily on purpose on the part of the publishers, but into thinking that a book is more appropriate than it really is. And I just wanted to know what you guys might think about books getting age ratings and getting sort of, you know, like the little description you get under the PG or whatever it is saying why, whether it's mild violence or strong language, why it's been given that. So it can let the parents decide whether they think it's appropriate enough for their children. I just thought that was an interesting thought, like they use that on movies and TV and why it couldn't be used on other media. And yeah, that was just my thoughts on it. I thought it was a really interesting topic. I wanted to put my thoughts out there and expand on it a little bit and see what you guys thought. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow me on social media and leave your comments down below. I really put this video up because I want to get a discussion started. So comment either way what you think your thoughts on this are. I think there will be a lot of thoughts on it. It's quite a split topic. I feel, and people will have different suggestions. I hope you're all happy. I hope you're all healthy. See you in my next video and keep reading.